Hi. So I've been getting a bunch of DMs lately. Thank you all, and I'm trying to answer them all as I get them. But one of the things that keeps coming up a lot is from people who've got a loved one that is in a cult or they feel is in a cult and is trying to figure out how to get them out. Believe me, I understand. And my answer to the question, how do you get somebody out of a cult, is almost always the same. One, it's really hard. Two, you can't judge them or make them wrong for being in a cult. Not their beliefs, not the way they're acting, not the group they're part of, none of it, because that'll just dig them further in. I know this from experience and also from everything that I have read about how cults operate. So then what can you do, right? Well, I have come up with 5 concrete actions, steps you can take that might help. So first and foremost, don't try to debate doctrine with them. You'll lose. And it's not because you're wrong, it's because the group already installed answers for every single point you're going to bring up. It's done before you even start. And if you argue with them, it just proves that they're right. The second thing you can do is ask questions. Be very curious, but don't accuse. So if you ask a question like, how are you feeling about things lately? That's fine. But if you say things like, you're in a cult, right? You're brainwashed, and that won't work. The first example, asking a question, opens a door. The second example builds this massive brick wall that you will never get through. And most importantly with all this, whatever answer they give back to the question you ask them, just listen, acknowledge. Don't try to hit back at them with facts or logic or reasoning. It will backfire on you. 3, keep showing up. This probably is the most important one that you could do. This is what my mother did when I was in Scientology, firmly in. She just kept showing up. And this is a woman who hadn't seen me for almost 20 years. And for 10 of those years, didn't even know where I was. But she never tried to make me leave. She just was there for me. So if you've got someone that you're really concerned about, text them, call them, invite them to family gatherings and holidays. Just don't have an agenda when you do, because the only agenda should be wanting them in your life. And if that's your agenda, that will come across to them, and they'll know that you're there for them. The 4th point I want to make is, don't ever issue an ultimatum. If you say it's them or me, they're going to pick them. Why? Because that's the way the cult has it set up. The cult's already told them that you're going to abandon them one day because you don't want to live in the truth that they're living in. So this just confirms it to them and will sink them in further. The 5th and last point is to let them see love, compassion, kindness, calmness in action. Because when they see that in you, it's probably a stark contrast to what they're dealing with in their daily life. And it will start to get them thinking, oh, they're really nice to me. Maybe they're not as horrible as this group is saying that they are. You see what I mean? And that is so, so important that you're calm and loving around them, because if and when they do decide they've had enough, they'll know exactly where to go and who they can trust and who is safe for them. Okay, so these 5 things are great, but there is a very difficult thing that you're going to have to do to be able to pull this off, okay? Because you cannot judge them, but while you're busy not judging them, they are 100% judging you. They're judging everything you do, everything you say, every action, because that's how they're programmed, right? Cults program you to judge. And if you're not in the cult, then there's something wrong with you. So they're looking at you all the time through that lens, and you cannot give into that. You cannot attack back. You cannot be affected by their judgment. That is so hard, by the way. I'm not saying any of this is easy, but you got to be able to absorb their judgment without reacting to it. Because you're the only piece of evidence they have that what they've been told about the outside world isn't true. Anyway, I hope this helps. And honestly, if you have any more questions or want to dig into this a little bit further, I'm here. I'd love to talk to you more, answer more questions, and help you. If you've got anybody in your life that you feel could use a safe space, I'm a safe space, and I'm happy to talk with them. And as always, follow me for more culty goodness.